Do you have a writing project that you're wanting to get started, but you're thinking about the process and you don't even know where to start? It's so overwhelming and you are just saying it is not worth the time. I want to tell you the writing process doesn't have to be as complicated as it seems. Hi, I'm Coach Aisha. I am an author, a blogger, and a writing educator. I have self-published 8 books, and I am here to mobilize you, the Christian writer, in getting started in your project as well. In this video today, I am going to share with you the 5 steps of the writing process so that you can get started on your project. First, I want to let you know that I have created a 5-day boot camp that is free to you. The link is in the description box, and it is meant to help you get started in your project, help you to get organized, and to see the flow of the writing process. So what is the writing process? What are the 5 steps? They are pre-writing or brainstorming, organizing, writing, editing and revising, and publishing. Getting started is easier than you think. First, in the brainstorming process, all you do is get your ideas out. Grab a notebook or open Google Docs. All you have to do is just get your ideas out. Just type them, write them, whatever you have to do, just so you can see those ideas are real. They're in your head, but when you actually put them on paper, that gives you that reality, that physical evidence that this is something that is possible. So I encourage you, get a notebook, start a Google Docs page, and just start writing out those ideas that you have that are just floating around and ready to come to life. Now, with brainstorming, there is a way to organize all of those ideas that you have. You can do a mind map, you can do a list, and those are ways that you can organize those ideas that you have. Also, if you just want to just kind of get started writing, you can do free writes and put them in order later. After you have those ideas out on paper or in your word processing document, you can now start interacting with them. You can start organizing them. You can start outlining. I would suggest choosing one that you really want to go in depth with. And with that one, you can start putting it in order in the way that you see that your project coming out, whether it's a blog post or whether it's a book or an essay or whatever you choose to write. I would just say, go ahead and start putting it in order so you can see how you want it to turn out. At this point, your ideas don't have to be all fleshed out. Just write some short points. Create a skeleton for the project that you are wanting to write. And later on in the writing process, which comes up next, then you can start fleshing it out and adding meat to the skeleton of whatever your project is. So now you're in the writing phase. Okay, so this is where you just start really going back, looking at that outline. And once you have that outline, that is there for you to help you continue writing. I've learned that having an outline could also be a way to hinder writer's block. I know that a lot of people have talked about that, and writer's block is real, but when we have that, when we take the time in the brainstorming and the outlining, that really helps us to avoid that writer's block later on. So I encourage you, when you get to this point, don't think about grammar. Don't think about editing. Don't think about, am I spelling this right? Don't think about, is this sentence grammatically correct? Just get your ideas out. There will be time for editing later. And as you go back, if you're writing a book and you look in Act 1 and you hear these character conversations, because I know I do, just start writing. Write what you feel. Write what you're hearing. And then if there's something going on that you know, like in the first part, it's going to lead to something happening in the third part of your book. Get those ideas out. Just write. Don't hinder yourself. Don't judge yourself. You can always change things later. After the writing process comes editing and revising. Now, editing, that's where you get to that technical stuff. That may be a place where if you decide, oh, that's too much for me, I'm going to hire somebody to do that. That's okay. But editing is definitely important because you do want to clean up your writing. I also look at revising as different. I feel like revising is where I really beef up my characters. It's where I beef up my setting. It's where I really think about what does God want me to relay to the readers. And I feel like the editing part is the most fun in the writing process because I am able to really seek God at that time. That's when I really start doing a lot of research. I start thinking about what would God want someone to tell this character. So editing and revising, those are really important parts of the writing process. When you get to this point of the writing process, don't feel like it has to be so dreadful. Think about this as a chance for you to be able to build a story, build characters, build a way to really reach your readers. No matter what your project is, think about editing as a point where you are really able to think about the message that God has given you to share with your readers, with your viewers, with your listeners. Now, after you have edited and revised your project, this is the yay part, okay? This is the part where you are just like, okay, I'm about to release this to the world. I just get so excited when I press the publish button on KDP. That is Kindle Direct Publishing. Anytime I release a book, I am just so excited to press that yellow button. And I've worked with other writers, and whenever we get to that point, I'm like, are you sure? Are you ready? Are you ready to do this? And of course, whenever we get there, everybody's like, yes, I'm ready. Because that's the point where they realize all of the sweat and sometimes the tears have brought them to, and they are about to share their unique voice with the world. They are about to encourage others in Christ. So when you get to this point, just know that you have followed through with the calling that God has for you. The writing process does not have to be complicated. There are 5 steps, and the 5 steps are brainstorming, outlining, writing, editing and revising, and publishing. This video is the start of a 10-part video series that is going to talk about the writing process all the way to marketing your book. Yes, I said there are 5 steps to the writing process, but there's so much that goes around it. This is the first video in this 10-part series. I just want to remind you about the free 5-day bootcamp that I have in the description. So go ahead and click that link so that you can get started today. I look forward to talking to you very soon.